Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Bill. Hope you guys are having a great day. So today's video is we're going to do a surprise video towards Bill. So Bill doesn't know the subject. So what the subject is today...
You love this.
I love doing these. We do them once in a while. Well, today's subject is going to be about things that a realtor won't disclose or can't disclose about a house. So I'm going to go down the list, and what we're going to do is play some kind of game. So basically, I'm going to act like I'm buying a house, and I'm going to ask Bill the questions and see how he handles it. It's because of an article I read, and I'll post the original article below, and I want to just see what he thinks of these questions. So in the meantime, if you guys like this kind of video, do me a favor, consider subscribing. It greatly helps out the channel, and hit the bell notification. So let's get started. Okay, let's go with the first question. So let's pretend I'm buying a house in a town called, hey, let's call it Jimmytown.
Jesus.
All right, so Bill, you just showed me a house. I got my first question. Bill, tell me about this school. Is it a good school for my kids? You know, and I'm not saying the information, their test scores and stuff, but you live around here. Is it a good house? Is it a good school to send my kids?
That's a great question. How I would answer that would simply be to refer. I'm going to refer you off to the county website. There's so many moving parts when it comes to picking school zones and things like that. Honestly, I don't even know if your kids would be zoned for this specific school. Just because it's down the street doesn't necessarily mean that that's where your kids will go.
Well, I verified they are going to that school, and I'm more interested in, is it a good school?
So on that site that you went back to, obviously I'm grown and I don't go to school. So that site that you went to will talk about all the information that you want. It'll talk about their grades, turnover, all that great stuff. But the school board site.
But in your personal opinion, I'm asking. So
I can't answer personal opinion. I don't have kids, they're grown.
So basically I
can't tell you what I can't, because I can't answer a question that something was 20, 30 years ago.
Okay, so basically you reflected going towards the county website that's public information.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't, because I don't know on a day-to-day, that's not my job, you know, I don't really keep up with what school districts are as they change zone to zone, and I don't keep up with the grades of schools. That's all public information on the county school board website.
Yeah. And
that's not information that a realtor should be really going, oh, in my opinion, I think you should go to this school, you know, or yeah, you're definitely zoned for this school. That's a really bad habit to get into, because you're speaking in certainty, and you're not steering in the definition of steering, but you're giving information so that people can make a decision on purchasing a home.
Yeah.
And then who are they going to blame if now they've closed on the house, and it's during the summer as an example, what have you, and the school board rezones, or because of school choice, they bus a certain group of kids to another area.
Okay, so basically for this, because we have a lot of questions, but for this one, you're going to tell them to go to public information website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's go on to question number 2. All right, Bill, thanks for the answer on the school. Okay, my next question. Is this neighborhood desirable? Do people want to move to this neighborhood, or is it not a desirable neighborhood?
Desirability is going to be super subjective to you. Do you want to move here? Is this the house that you like? You know, I would encourage you to go explore the area.
Would you live here?
That's a loaded question.
I'm trying to trip you up.
I know. That's a loaded question, and I would probably answer it that way too. That's a loaded question. Would I live here? Because my needs are different than your needs. So that's not a apples to apples question. So it would really going to be dependent on, like, why are you moving to? We're in Tarpon Springs today, so I would move from Wesley Chapel to Tarpon Springs. Well, I live in Wesley Chapel for specific reasons. I don't live in Tarpon Springs. I chose to live out there. More new construction because we built the house and so on and so forth. Okay.
So basically, it's really up to them. You really can't answer that question.
No.
Okay, let's go on to the next question. All right, Bill, here's my next one. How's the crime in this neighborhood? Am I gonna have to be worrying about somebody breaking into my house?
So the county, actually, counties and the cities have websites to go to that, because obviously I'm not in law enforcement, so I don't know what the crime rates are in every specific area, and they do vary. And you know, sometimes there's crime rates that you would think that, hey, this is a super nice neighborhood, and you know, there's no crime here, and it's really bad though. So I would encourage you to go to the website, which I have, and I can forward that off to you so that you can look up the crime rates. And you know, at least in, you know, Pasco and Pinellas County, they've got at the sheriff's office, they've got the helpline that you call, and they've got resource officers there to help you.
So you might have those resource offices where you guys are around the United States and Canada, wherever you are. But anyways, so you basically took that question and again, you redirected them to a public website, public information.
Right, because it's not in my purview
as a realtor.
As a realtor. I'm not in law enforcement, I'm not an attorney, and for me to say, oh no, nobody will ever break into your house.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter demographically, in my opinion, where you are. There's always a chance. No matter how secure you think you are, there's always a chance.
Okay. All right, Bill, next question. I'm really religious. Could you tell me about the neighborhood, if there's a lot of religious people? Is there a lot of churches around here? Do you know if my neighbors are Catholics or what they are?
I have no idea. I have, and to my knowledge, I have no idea how to even advise you to look something like that up, because at that point, when you're asking questions like that, you're starting to kind of cross the lines. And my suggestion on that would be to go on Google and look up to see if there is a church that you want to go to that's within a driving distance that's amicable for you.
Good answer. Okay, let's go on to the next one. All right, Bill, here's my next question. Again, all these questions are loaded questions. I mean, we
think?
we need that. What is the racial makeup of this neighborhood before I buy here?
Pretty much the same answer as last time. Honestly, I have no idea. And
but aren't you from around here and you're in this neighborhood all the time?
I am.
So you don't have an idea what the race?
I don't. So if I was really advising a client, that would be a question that, you know, we're kind of starting to cross, you know, into areas that we shouldn't be discussing, and you know, we need to quelch that now.
So how would you handle the question?
I would tell them that we're crossing into some very dangerous territory, and we need that should not be a conversation that we're having, and that needs to stop.
All right.
That's exactly how I would say.
Okay. No, that's what we just wanted, an honest video on how you would handle these questions.
I mean, if I lose a buyer or a seller because of those questions, it is what it is. That's, you know, for everybody out there, like, you know, when you're talking about race and religion and things, those are protected classes, number one, and those are discriminatory statements. And I'm not going to work with somebody that's making everybody makes a comment, and I get it. They're not doing it with intent on being discriminatory, but when you're going, well, I don't want to move into a neighborhood because of X, then what makes up race?
Right.
You know,
you don't want to cross that line.
Yeah, I'm not going to, you know, that's just wrong, and nobody should.
Hey, not for nothing, but it's a little shade right here. It's 100 degrees.
This is working. Yeah.
it's literally, guys, it's 99 degrees right now when we're shooting this video.
It's hot today.
All right, let's go on to the next question.
All right.
All right, Bill, you answered a lot of my questions. Now let's go on to a couple more questions. Is there any sex offenders in the neighborhood?
The county has a fantastic website for that.
Okay.
Yep. Again, I don't know. Do you know all the sex offenders in your neighborhood?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So again, these are all, you know, these questions that you're hitting me with, these are all things that are public information. So you just have to, as a realtor, things that are outside your areas of expertise, being real estate, you know, that's all law enforcement stuff. Those are all public sites for you to go up and look these sex offender list up.
You know, but see, some realtors may answer the questions when we're trying to educate them from this article, and because you know you're a associate broker, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't have the knowledge you do, but I wanted to do this video because I found the article really interesting.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you the questions, and it just seems like the correct answers to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I listen, I really understand it because it's tough out there. You know, no matter what anybody says, this isn't TV. So, you know, nobody wants to lose a deal, but you've got to be, I can almost guarantee you, if you're willing to lose a deal, you'll make more money.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're not desperate. And to put yourself in legal jeopardy over answering some questions because you don't want to give somebody a website.
Right.
Just text it to them. You should have it saved in your phone.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's
or a resource page. Make a resource page as a realtor that's got all these things, and then you can send it to your client. You can email it to your client.
All right. No, it's good information that you're giving. So I got a few more questions. Let's continue. Okay, Bill. We're still in the shade.
Yep.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, we got a breeze. Let's stick with this.
All right. Okay, I'm going to buy this house. Okay, but what's the value going to be a year from now, 2 years from now?
Oh, that is a good question. All right, so basically, I can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but historically, now that we're getting back into more of a balanced and equal market, historically, the average is about 1.5% to 2% of equity gains. Now, you have to take into consideration, you know, did you replace anything? How old's your roof? Things like that. You know, did somebody put a highway in right down the street that was negative, not necessarily positive, but I can't predict what it will be. But historically, based on the chart that I have on my phone right here, I can show you from 1982 on, this is what the average gain was.
So you'll show them the historical, but you're not going to try to predict the future.
No, nobody can predict the future. We can go on best speculation that based on the data that we have available to us today, this is what we're looking at. And then I use historical data because inevitably history is going to repeat itself. And this is what the trend was. Then you see during the what we call unicorn years, where everything spiked through the roof. And then that's what's showing everybody, oh, I think the market's crashing because that 55+% in our area gain has fallen off, and we're getting back to more of a median level to where it's
so you'll show average. You're going to show them historical stuff and the predictions.
Right. You want to make sure that you're showing it's not your opinion.
Right.
You're going to the experts. These are economists. Right. You know, these are doctors of economy that are making these stats up there, and it's not your opinion.
Yeah. So it's
you have more credibility.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question. Okay, Bill. This is a double-ended question. Okay. So the first question is, we looked at 2 houses in this neighborhood. Okay. Which one do you like? Which one should I buy?
So I generally don't give an opinion overall on which house is best for you. I'm going to point out the things based on our conversation that you liked at both. So what I normally would do is I learned this from a realtor that I bought my very, very first house. And we're talking back when there was no MLS. You know, there was paper. And the realtors went around and picked up the paper sheets, and they didn't want to waste their time driving around because they had to go return the keys to everybody. We didn't have all this electronic stuff.
Right.
And so what happened is he said, we went and looked at a house. And this stuck with me my entire life. And then we go to the next house. He goes, okay, Bill, we're going to play a game. This is the last house. You have these 2 houses to choose from. That's it. There's no other house for you to purchase. And you absolutely have to buy a house today. No hands down. Which one do you like best? And it helps you sort out
what's
because you're going to get overwhelmed with choice and you'll never make a decision. So we just go down. I take notes. Trust me, I'm asking you a lot of questions and I'm taking notes. Okay, well, you hated that kitchen, but there was a concession. Well, that backyard was super amazing, so I can kind of deal with that kitchen as an example. But then this house had a fantastic kitchen and you know, so it's like, then we just kind of go down. Okay, how old's the roof? How old's the air conditioner? How old's the water heater?
And then you do the pros and cons.
And we weigh
and then
out.
You figure it out.
Yep, and we weigh it all out.
All right, so would you live in this neighborhood?
We kind of already asked me that once.
All right. So, and everybody's circumstances are different.
Right, everybody's circumstances are different. If I wanted to live in this neighborhood, then I would move to this neighborhood or to the last neighborhood we looked at.
Right.
You know, because my circumstances are completely different than yours.
Right. Well, now we got somebody passing us with some music. All right, that's today's video. Greatly appreciate it. All you realtors out there, watch these videos. Consider all these questions, and the original article is posted below. Like always, do me a favor, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing and hit the bell notification and give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. I really would appreciate that. Have a great day.
See you on the next video. Thanks.
Bye.